In this video, I will show you how to edit your photographs of your finished projects so that you can upload them to Artsonia. So the first thing you need to do is find your images. So you want to click on 2012 FS Students, which should be under the Shared section of your Favorites bar here. You get to this by clicking on the Finder, and then this pops up. And then you have these folders here. Your student folders are located under Students. So you should find your folder. Okay. If you don't click on anything, like if nothing is selected, you can actually type in your initials, and it will take you right down to where your initials start. Do not use the search because it ends up searching your computer, and then the search takes too long, and there's just too many things to search through. So if you just click on 2012 FS Students, and then just type in your initials, okay, it'll take you right to that area where you'll easily be able to find your student folder, okay? And then what you can do is click on that folder and drag it up here to your favorites bar. That way you can easily access your student folder. So I would do that first and make sure that my student folder is here. So I'm going to use this as the sample folder. But that's what it would look like. Okay, so then you would go back to 2012 FS Students. You're going to click on NHS Art. Actually, let me do it this way. So NHS Art, and then you find the A. Melchione folder. And then there's a folder in there called Art Fundamentals 1718. This is where your stuff is. You can also, while you're at it, pop this over here in your favorites bar, okay? And then there's a folder here called Sugar Skull 1718. This also includes the photographs I took of your inked drawings as well. Okay, so just go through and, this is from my middle school art league, just go through and find the image of your sugar skull that you want to edit for Artsonia. Okay. I think, let's see. Okay, I'll do this one. Okay, so what you want to do is open this in Photoshop a couple different ways. You can press Control and then click, and then you get this option here to open with Adobe Photoshop. You can also click on this gear here, open with Photoshop, or if you have the Photoshop icon open on your dock, you can click on the picture and drag it over to the Photoshop icon, and that will open it. Also, if you just open up Photoshop, you can go to File, Open, and then you would go to 2012 FS Students, NHS Art, A. Melchione, Art Fundamentals 1718. Make sure it's the right Art Fundamentals folder. It should say Art Fundamentals 1718, and then your Sugar Skulls folder, and then you can open up the image there. Okay. I'm going to actually, while I'm here, I'm going to open up one of the ink drawings. Where are they? Okay, I'll do this one. Okay. So the first thing you need to do is crop your image to make sure that it's only the drawing that's showing. We don't want any of the floor or the border to show. So the first thing is you click on the crop tool, which is the fifth one down. If you ever hover over the toolbar, you get little hints as to what they are. So crop tool, click on ratio, and don't put any numbers up here. Just leave them blank because you don't want to be constrained to certain proportions. So I'm going to drag this over, and now this is kind of crooked. So what I can do is click on the straighten tool and draw a line along this line, which will actually rotate my canvas so that it's a little bit straighter. Although this is still kind of funky. So you want to just crop out any of the extraneous stuff. So I'm going to just rotate. You can also rotate it slightly if you go off to the corner here and you get this little curvy arrow. And so I'll bring this back up so you get a little bit more of that curvy shape. Okay. So you want to make sure that the outlines are gone, the border lines, you don't want to see that. You just want a nice white edge. Okay. And then you want to click on this little check mark up here or hit enter on your keyboard. And then we're going to go to image, image rotation, and I'm going to rotate this clockwise. Okay, so now I can see the way it's supposed to be. So this is a little bit dark, like the background here should be white, the paper's white. You can click on a levels adjustment, so these are your adjustment panel, and this will add an adjustment layer which will not permanently affect your pixels, so you can lighten this up to where you want it to be, and I'll slide in the dark slider as well. So each image is going to require different things to correct it. You can also go to image adjustments. I'm sorry. You could try the auto tone and auto color functions here. Let me just click on that layer. But these will be called destructive edits. Auto tone. But that looks pretty good. But now that permanently affected the pixels here. So you might want to do, if you like how that looks, I would hit Command J and duplicate that layer, and then I can do auto tone. You could try the auto color, see if that helps your picture. Didn't really do much, but that's okay. But doing a levels adjustment, and if your image looks too blue or too yellowy, you can also try to color correct it using color balance, but most of your pictures will be fine in that regard. Okay, so when you're happy with how your image looks, just in case you guys want to look at this closer, you can hit Command 0 on your keyboard, and that will fill the frame with your image. So this is done now, so I am going to go to File, Save As. It's imperative that you click Save As, because now we're saving this in a different location. So you would click on your Student Network folder that you created a shortcut for, and then you would title this Last Name Sugar Skull. Save it as a PSD first. Okay, I'm actually going to just go ahead and save this in the folder that it's in, because this isn't a real student folder and I actually can't save anything there. But anyway, so and this is whose Sugar Skull is this? I don't know Kobe's last name. I'll just do Kobe. Kobe Sugar Skull PSD. Save. Hit OK. All right. And then what I'm going to do is go File, Save As. Oh, it's still thinking about saving. So File, Save As, and I'm going to save it again in my student folder, but this time I'm going to go down to Format, and I'm going to change it to a JPEG. This will flatten everything and make this uploadable to Artsonia. Okay, so now I have a copy saved as a JPEG. So here are my files in my folder here. I have the JPEG as well as the PSD. Okay, and the JPEG is what I'm going to upload to Artsonia. So after you're done editing that, you'll go to Artsonia and upload. But while I'm still here in Photoshop, let me go to the black and white ink drawing. So again, crop tool to your 5th tool down. You're going to crop to the edges of your drawing. Again, if you need to straighten it, you can click on the straighten tool and draw a straight line along whatever you want to be straight. This is a little bit skewed, but that's okay. And crop that out, and here you go. Now a nice white image. You guys can do auto tone on this as well, and that's easy enough. You can also do a levels adjustment, brighten that up to where you want it to be. And for these, because they're black and white, if it looks a little bit funky, you can actually add a black and white adjustment layer, which is going to take out any of the color in the image. So it doesn't really do much this image, but you can just do it for fun. Okay, so now I'm going to go File, Save As. Okay, Inktober, and remember I'm saving it as a PSD, but again, you guys are clicking into your Student Network folder. Save. Okay, and then I'm going to go File, Save As again, and save a different version. Okay, File, Save As. And I'm going to save it as a JPEG. Leave the file name the same, make sure it's your last name, and then the assignment, and JPEG, and click Save, and hit OK. Make sure it's on 12 when you're saving JPEGs. Now I'm ready to go to Artsonia. So you guys go to artsonia.com/class. Okay, and then it's going to ask you for the access code. Okay, and log in. And I'll do Jade's first. Okay, she has no work in her gallery at the moment. We're going to go to add new artwork. We're going to find the assignment. So it's Inktober 2017. Find the image. Okay, again, you would go click on your student network folder right there, but mine is not in there, so I'll go back here. And I cannot upload the PSD file. It has to be the JPEG. Click open. Upload. Okay, we don't need to edit this because we did this in Photoshop. It gives us more control in Photoshop. If her last name was here, I would click on the blur name function and just apply that blur so her last name is not there. Click accept. And then this would be Inktober. And the topic, I think, was mysterious. Okay. And so I want you guys to put Inktober and then whatever your prompt was that you selected for your drawing. Submit to teacher. And then if you feel inspired, this is optional for this project, but you can write like a little sentence or whatever that kind of describes your image if you want to. I'm going to click skip here for now. And now the image is submitted to me for review as well as her title, and we're good to go. So I'm going to log her out. And then I'm going to go to Kobe's name. Okay. So I'm going to go to add new artwork and find the assignment. It was Art Fundamentals Sugar Skulls, right? Find image. And I would go to my student network folder and find it. Again, mine's not in there. Where is he? Kobe Sugar Skull. Again, make sure it's the JPEG file, not the PSD. Click open, upload. And again, if he had his last name, I would do blur, accept, and I'm going to save and finish this later. So now when Kobe comes into class, he can go in here. When he logs in, he'll see this, and he can go to view details and then click on add for title and statement and include those components. Okay, and that is how you edit your images for Artsonia and Photoshop. Where to save them? Again, it's 2012 students, and you click on the students folder, and then all your student network drives are right here, and you just have to type in your initials. So so Jade's would be one of these files. I don't know what her number is, but then she can pick this up, drag it over here and drop it and create that shortcut. And then just remember what computer you're logged into, and you can log into the same one over and over again. Okay, so thanks for watching and have fun uploading.